have a spine angle issue. What I mean by that, your spine changes a lot. All right, so I'm going to put a line from your hip socket to the back of your neck. Average on tour angle from there is about 56. So you're 4 degrees more down. How tall are you?
6 foot, not quite 6 foot.
So I'm going to put up a tour player in a minute. I'm making you a stiff man. I'll put your head and move your box. Alright, so let's talk about your posture and your takeaway. Watch. I have to keep talking or it'll cut off. What's the first thing you do right off the bat?
With that,
Anytime I see that, that tells me you're in bad posture. So wherever you are at the top, that's where your posture should have been. I'm going to drive, and then I'm going to go. Excuse me, thank you. So I'm going to take that same point that we started, and I'm going to go down to there and look at the difference. You started at 51, you moved to 60 degrees. Would you have known that?
9 degrees. 10, what?
Would you have known that without a video?
Oh, no.
So you move up, so now what do you got to do now?
Gotta go, I'm gonna go back down.
You better go back down and you can't get to the ball, right? So you did go down, but what if you don't go down the same amount that you went up?
I'm gonna hit it down and,
So you typically hit it thin if you don't, and you didn't go down enough, and a lot of your divots, your misses were slightly thin. Not bad, but slightly. I'm going to stop it there and I'm going to move the line. Where's the path of your club swinging?
you want me to
Okay,
get
here's the target line.
inside out?
Here's the path of your head. So you're really far from the inside. I mean, that's,
So I'm pulling it inside, you're saying?
you don't have any choice because your body's in the way. See how your arms are
I
stuck behind
get
your body?
stuck, right?
You're stuck.
Okay.
So your body can't clear out of the way from there. So that's why your arms get stuck behind you. So you're swinging way out to the right. And almost every miss that you had today went right.
To the right.
Because you're releasing the club. You watch the face. You're turning it over as hard as you can.
Well, I used to have a really strong grip, and I tried to weaken my grip when I was swinging.
Your grip's pretty strong still. But I'm not going to change that.
Okay.
The only thing I see it addressed that you need to change, your ball position's good, your aim is good, but your posture is not very good. All right, let's put somebody, I'm going to come back to this one in a minute, so it's number 67. So I'm going to put somebody else that's 6 foot, just like you. You're not going to like them, I'm going to compare you up, but it's really just because of posture. There's Tiger with a 7-0. Aren't you hitting a 7?
Yes.
Look at the difference in posture. So he's going to have so much more room to swing. So much more room to swing. Let's see how he does with the spine angle. So he's probably, I think he's typically 55. Almost over. You were 51. So he's a little over 6 feet. Because he's 6 foot and 1/4 inch. Let's see where his spine is at the top. Did it change?
Yeah.
Let's see where it is at impact. Did it change? Now, today, his swing, and then when I'm talking about Tiger, he didn't look like that. That's in 2000 when he won 11 tournaments. He was pretty good. Let's see how the club actually comes into impact. Look at the path that his club's coming in. And let's look at the path that you're coming in. What's the difference in the path of the shape of it? Way behind you. I don't know if it's an effort to swing out to the right. I'm not sure why, but they're really swinging right. They're swinging right down the line. Here's the target. Pretty good, huh? So that would be the first thing I'm gonna tell you. I got to get you taller to the ball. How do you do that? So I told you the what. How do we get taller in your spine?
Straighten my legs up and
Look at the difference in the. Well, I guarantee if you do what I'm talking to you about your legs right now, there's your hip and knee angle. That's the middle of the kneecap. Look at the difference in those angles. Quite a bit. So if I get you taller in your legs, it'll automatically get you taller to the ball. The other thing, what you could do, and I still think you could do this too, or both, is get closer to the ball. You got closer to the ball when you have to stand up. So we're going to get closer and taller. So we're going to just keep it that simple. All right, now we're going to look at it from the other angle. What was the number? 68. Stop it. There. All right, let's put another short player up. Remember, I said two things. I'm entitled to two changes in the same lesson. It doesn't matter who I put up here, but you're going to see the same thing. I'm going to take him halfway back. His left arm is parallel to the ground. Your left arm is parallel to the ground. What do you see different?
I see it because I'm laid off. My club, this club is straight up and down, top and down.
His club shaft is more vertical.
It's more vertical.
Okay. What makes the shaft go more vertical? You're on the right page. Can you tell his right arm's above his left arm?
Yes.
Yours is below.
Okay.
So what would make the club shaft lay off, go flat, whatever? Look at his left shoulder and look at yours. So if your left shoulder goes up, where's the arms go? That's also why you raised your spine up. Where's the club go? I'm going to talk loud. Oh, yeah. So if my left shoulder goes this way, where's the left arm goes this way? If my left shoulder were under this way, now look at my right arm. And that creates more width in the arm. I'm sure whoever you work with, Jim.
I mean, I have one last thing. I'm pretty much nobody's taught me anything, which it shows.
No, that's all right. We're only going to work on two things. I just don't think it's that complicated. So you get very what we call loose at the top, and he's going to be very firm, connected together. He's got much more width between his arms and his body. You have very little width. The club is collapsed behind your head. So he's actually made a bigger circle, and you've swung the club back further because everything is moving in close to your body when you go flat. So we're really going to work on trying to keep that club more up and in front of you, getting this left shoulder down. When you raise that left shoulder up, the club's going to go behind you. When you get loose at the top, I see this a lot. You're very handsy at impact. You don't get a lot of forward shafting. What does that mean?
It means that I've released the club already before I should have.
Right. So you early release
my hands.
So if you release them too early, the ball typically will go to the left, and if you're late because your plane's to the right, and you were swing high, you just hit it out to the right because that's your path. What's the difference in where his handle is to the ball? You both just hit the ball. His handle is in front of his front leg. That's what it is.
Oh, got a shaft angle, and I don't have any.
You don't have all the
So
room.
he's trapping the ball, and I'm scooping it.
But it's
thin. That's
yeah.
why I'm hitting it thin.
So the most important position is impact. Yeah, that's exactly right. So the most important position is golf is impact, right? So what's the biggest influence do you think to impact? Now, Harvey Timmons was my teacher, and he only gave me two really simple thoughts. The two most important positions by impact is address and at the top. That's it. So if I get you in a better address position, get you in a better top position, that just happens. I don't even have to teach you to do that.
Sequence will just cause it.
So
I'll be
really
locking gloves, hitting it further, compressing the ball, more spin.
left
Not
hand.
hurting my back as much.
Oh, I was going to say, if you have a bad back, that's the worst position you can be in. Because you're side bending. Look how much your spine's gone this way.
Reverse seats. Okay.
So I think that if we can, again, yeah, we can fix it. But the emphasis is going to be more set up in the beginning of your takeaway, and that's all you're going to, regardless of what the ball does for a while, you got to commit to your setup. Like I said, Mr. Eikamp, until you guys get committed to one thing at a time, so you know that you can get into that setup. That's going to save your back from the two. You're going to stay more healthy because you're not engaging muscles, you're engaging joints like that. And if you hit a lot of balls from that position, you're not going to last very long.
it's sore.